Hi, I am Paul. Today I will explain really basic stuff. It's how to stand upright. You may think it's too simple to review it. Well, it is worth to review it because most people are not doing these simple things standing upright advantageously. Well, it's going to be a long one, I know, but this could be the most informative and practical video ever among the short video in the world about just standing upright. So I hope you to see all of them and get useful information. You can say that this is about good posture. It is not just good looking posture, but also good for your back pain or neck pain or for your voice and for your performances in standing position. I use the term posture here, and you may think of the positioning as alignment from the term posture. Yes, there is advantageous positioning, but not just that. There is also advantageous condition. You can say like the quality of being in that position or dynamic relationship. In this case, what we want is a minimum muscle contraction for being in that advantageous position. I just show you a quick example of it. Let's suppose this pole were you. Let's say that your positioning of the body were right this way. This is in front, so it is leaning backward. You would need to grab your body like I do with my hands. You would fall down otherwise. My hand support would be muscular support, and in this case, you need excess muscular support because you don't need so much if you stand like this. Now, correcting the position is this action. This is advantageous positioning because it's now possible for you to support your body with less muscular contraction. But you may leave your muscular support even in this positioning just the same as before. Like this. Keep grabbing the pole. This could be happen because you get used to do this. Your posture look nice, but you may still have excess muscle tension. You may get tired easily or still get pain. You may look a kind of stiff. You should release this excess muscle tension in the advantageous position. Now you stand upright advantageously, more comfortable, easy to breathe, less pain, less burden, and good looking. Did you get my point? It's better that we get both advantageous positioning and advantageous quality of being in that position. Now, I show you how to be like that. There are 4 processes you need to practice. First, place your head at highest position and rest the head. Let's do one movement. Bend the knees. Now you are moving up, but move with thinking like you bring your head upward by pushing the floor through the feet. Try again. Bend the knees. Bring your head upward by pushing the floor. You felt pushing floor feeling, right? That's the direction of your head needs to go, the true up. Some people may place their head backward when they just think up or straight. That's so back that it will make excess muscle tension in the neck and whole body. Now you need to rest your head there. Breathe out easy, like sighing. And turn the head to right and left while you are breathing. This is resting condition of the head. If your head can move like this anytime with breathing, you are not holding the head tight with making excess muscle contraction. Second one is to make the pelvis stand. The pelvis is this bone. What I mean by saying the pelvis is standing is that the pelvis is in a certain angle such that it lets the full weight of the upper body pass to the thigh bones, I mean the legs. Let's do one movement. From your standing state, move the hip back and lean the upper body forward. You can look down. Your weight is still on your feet. Breathe out easy. You may feel the weight in the front side of the thigh. Some people feel the weight on the knees. Now, this time, move your belly forward and lean the upper body backward a bit. Your weight is still on your feet. Breath out easy. You may feel the weight in the backside of the thigh. There are some people who don't get this feeling. I will give another way for these people later. Anyway, these sense of weight are switching in the upper body movement, like I got my weight on my front side of the thigh, and now I got my weight on my back side of the thighs. We are going to use these senses. There is a switching point somewhere in the middle, and from there you can move the hip a little bit backward so that you feel your weight a little bit in the front side of the thigh. From the switching point to the point of a little bit weight in the front. This is the range of the area where the pelvis is in standing condition. If you try to hold it there, the muscles around the hip joint has to work with excess muscle contraction. It's better for you to allow the hip to move very small movement around there, like this kind of hip backward swinging. Now, stand upright with your own way. Which side of the thighs, front or back, do you feel your weight? I think most of people feel the weight at the back side of the thighs. If so, your pelvis is not standing yet. If you realize this, what you do is to move your hip back a little until the switching point, or slightly feeling the weight in front. That's how we make the pelvis stand. Here, we use objective evaluation, so it is possible for you to reproduce this anytime you want. Usually, in this kind of posture making, people try to stick with the way they are told to do it and hold the body there. It's because they don't want to lose the sense or kinetic feeling. However, again, you don't lose the sense in my way, so you don't have to stick with it. Now, there are some people who don't get the weight feeling in their thigh. For those people, try this instead. Movement is just the same. When you move the hip backward and lean the upper body forward, you will feel the tension in the back muscle of the thighs. Now, when you move the belly forward and lean the upper body backward, you will feel the tension in the front muscle of the thighs this time. These are also switching in the swing movement like this. So, find out where the switching point is and stay there. Or you can push your hip backward a bit and stay the place where you feel the slight more muscle tension in the back of the thighs. Third, standing with the whole feet. This is for making sure to stand in good weight balance, neither leaning backward or leaning too forward, just right in the middle. Let's do an experiment. Try to stand with your whole body leaning forward a bit. Check your sense at the feet. You will notice you feel weight more on the toes than on the heel. Now try to stand with your whole body leaning backward a bit. You will notice you feel weight more on the heel than on the toes, right? Then find a place that you feel your weight throughout the feet, neither inclined to the toe side nor inclined to the heel side, just the middle. You feel your weight at both the toe side and the heel side. Think that you give your whole weight through the feet in that state, and breathe out easy like sighing. One small note. You feel your weight throughout the feet, but the pressure through the feet is not equally both at the toe side and the heel side. It's okay to feel a little more weight on the heel than on the toes. Think like not too much inclined to the heel side and feel certain weight still on the toe side. Fourth, rest the whole body on the floor. There's no big movement in this process, but I want you to have certain intentions. Think of giving your weight of the body on the feet. Breath out easy from mouth like small sighing. Breathe in easy as well. Do not rush to breathe out or breathe in. Check whether your belly moves inflated and deflated along with breathing, as if it moved automatically. If it moves like this, now you know that the abdominal muscles are not contracting in excess. Check whether the head can move anytime and whether the hip can move anytime as well. If you are not sure, you just move them. I showed 4 processes. Now, what you need to do is to combine these 4 processes. First, you change your position. Move the head upward and rest it at the highest position, making the pelvis stand, and stand with the whole feet receiving weight. And then rest the body and head there. Breathing out easy, like sighing. Check the belly's automatical movement and turn your head to right and left with breathing and swing the hip backward. Be in the condition such as your head can move anytime and your hip can move anytime. Now you are standing upright advantageously. You may feel that's a lot to think about. For me, it is quite easy management because I have practiced many times. There are useful feedbacks you can check. You might feel like you're leaning forward. Actually, it is all right, and we should be so because it is how we are designed. When we stand upright in the advantageous position, our center of the gravity of the body is in a little bit in front of the fulcrum. In this case, the ankle joint. The vertical line of the center of the gravity of the body passes through the point where it is in front of the ankle joint by 2 or 3 centimeters, about 1 inch. This means that we are standing by receiving the force of falling forward. We don't fall because the back muscles keep working against this moment of force. That's what we are supposed to do in the advantageous position. So, it is okay for us to feel like leaning forward. We are just feeling the moment of force. However, we don't look like we are leaning forward. It's light on the top of the feet. Now, you can check some useful feedbacks to practice this condition. The weight of your head can be felt at the front side of the neck where the top of the sternum is. The weight of your head and chest can be felt at the belly or tummy where the guts are. The weight of your upper body can be felt at the front side of the thighs, like you feel it when you make the pelvis stand. And you feel your weight on the shin bones, whereas in front of the lower legs. If you have a problem to specify these senses, you might want to try opposite positioning. Stand like this, the pelvis leaning backward and the head leaning backward. You will feel the weight of the head is at the back side of the neck. You will feel the weight of the chest and the head is at the lower back. Then, do the 4 processes and come back to the advantageous upright standing. You might feel the weight in the front of the body more after this trial. I am not suggesting leaning forward too much like your body visually leaning forward. This is too far forward. Check the head position and check the weight of the whole feet. Only slight feeling of the weight in front is okay. You can check it with the mirror sometimes. If you need to stand upright for a while, or you just want to stand upright for a while, you need to redo these processes from time to time so that you can continue the advantageous positioning and the quality of resting. There is one note for continuing this advantageous standing. Try not hold it tight, especially in the neck and in the hip joints. If we hold it tight, the muscles around the joints have to work with excess muscle contraction. It's better for you to allow some movements like head turn or hip swing or even belly movement through breathing, as I showed before. Now I show you how the bones are jointed at the joint like the hip joints. Here is 2 dumbbells, and make one dumbbell place on the other, just like the bones joins each other. Since the ends of these dumbbells are not flat, so it will not stand on the other by itself. I need to support it with my hands, like this. Our joints are mostly like this kind of structure. The bones won't stand on the other just by itself, but the bones stand with the muscular support. We have 2 ways to place this dumbbell on the other. One is just placing like this. It is minimally supported and so it moves some. The other way is to hold like this. It won't move a bit, but it requires more pulling force with my hands. Since we can place the dumbbell on the other with the former way of using less support, we can say that the support in the latter way is in excess. My hand support would be muscular support in the joint. So, like the latter case here, if we try to hold the joint like not moving a bit, the muscles around the joint have to work with excess muscle contraction. To use the muscle contraction minimum, we need to be like the former way. I mean that allowing some movements. What I am saying is that we sometimes intentionally create the condition of allowing some movements for minimum muscle contraction. This is why I recommend you to allow some movements. Small movement is just fine. In such a way, people around you wouldn't notice the movements. If we can manage these things, we are almost like a placed object, nice and calm. So, I call this process placing. We will be comfortable with minimum muscle tension by placing. Just one more advice for practicing advantageous upright standing. Since you will check some senses like feeling for or weight feeling, your attention will be drawn to inside of the body very easy. Then you won't be free enough. It's better that you pay some attention to the outside or surroundings. To do it, it is better to look at something and ask yourself, what color is it? You don't need to answer this question, but intentionally pay some attention to surroundings by looking at something while you manage inside processes. It is possible for us to manage both. It is our natural state to pay attention to surroundings and the activities we do. So, we just need to integrate external attention and internal attention. That's it. How is your standing now? You may need to explore these processes sometimes. Please enjoy the processes. I hope you get some useful ideas from this. Okay, see you in the next video.